Our morning honoring those who served and continue to serve continues with Morning Live We Remember. This is Master Warrant Officer Scott Balinson of the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders, CD. I'm just used to your new rank because we know each other, and congratulations on the new rank. What does this mean?
Good morning, Annette. Thanks very much for having me on. I was most recently the pipe major of the Argylls, which is an appointment, and I was a warrant officer during that time, but I just got promoted to Master Warrant Officer, which is the next rank up in the senior NCO category.
Okay, and the CD at the end of your name?
That is the Canadian Forces Decoration, which is our long service medal.
So that's at least 12 years.
12 years, and then a bar for every subsequent 10 years. So I've just got my third bar when I returned from my deployment last year.
Okay, tell me about your deployment. You were in the Middle East.
Yeah, I was very fortunate to be selected to serve. The Canadian deployment in the Middle East is under the umbrella of Operation Impact, which is about 7 different missions going on, advise and assist and training missions in various countries in the Middle East. We had soldiers, aviators, and naval personnel in Lebanon, Jordan, Kuwait, Iraq, Bahrain, Qatar. So Operation Impact was the mission that trained and prepared all the soldiers for the various deployments. My deployment was Operation Inherent Resolve, which is a multinational coalition comprised of 12 nations, as well as supported by about 52 other nations. So it's not a NATO mission and it's not a United Nations mission. It started in 2014, and it is an advise and assist and training mission for the Iraqi military dealing with Daesh or ISIL in the Middle East.
And when you come back from that, how do you adjust?
4 days later, I was playing hockey, but it is very, very an abrupt change. The example I told my family and friends, my hottest day in the Middle East was 52.6 degrees Celsius, and I came home the 2nd of November, and a week and a bit later, I'm parading at Remembrance Day. The training and the preparation is excellent for the actual mission. The return process is also structured, so you have medicals and follow-up interviews, etc., to make sure that you're ready to reintegrate into your family, and if you're a reservist, back to your civilian occupation and back to Canadian activities.
Right. So many. Let's get back to the reservist, because the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders relies on reservists. So these are people who have regular full-time jobs or maybe are students, and they're also helping out.
That's correct. Yeah, the common term is citizen soldiers, and so we have the youngest members joining when they're 17 years of age, 16 with parental consent, and people such as myself serving the mandatory retirement age has changed as the demographics and the needs in the Canadian Armed Forces has changed. It used to be 55, it then became 60, and it's now 65. And so people contribute by training, weekly, and going on training exercises, usually monthly, and then if the opportunity presents itself, going on taskings and deployments, and they can be domestic ones. We're all familiar with the challenges of the forest fires recently, or the floods in Manitoba, or the ice storm in 1997, and then also international deployments with a really wide range of missions. The Canadian specialty obviously is advise and assist in training, and then also supporting our NATO and United Nations missions and allies.
Okay, Master Warrant Officer Scott Balinson, thank you for your service, and we're going to hear a lot more about how people can get involved. We're going to hear from 2 more Argylls right after this, as we remember Morning Live's special Remembrance Day show at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum continues.